Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be sitting down and filming a Fordham Q&A, everything you need to know about Fordham University video. I'm so excited to film this because I'm currently a senior and I'm graduating in May, which is insanity, but I feel like it'll be really fun to reflect back on my 4 years and tell you guys everything that I think I would have wanted to know as an incoming freshman, or maybe you're a transfer student and want to find out some information on Fordham. But yeah, I tried to kind of just put myself in those shoes and think about all the things that I was wondering. So if I don't answer any questions, feel free to comment down whatever you're wondering, and I'm more than happy to answer. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Roll the footage. Okay, so I'm going to just jump right into the video. I'm gonna be reading the questions off my phone, so if you see me looking over here, that's why. I said that I'm a senior and my major is new media and digital design. I'm not sure if I said that already. I'm a Fordham College Rose Hill student, and technically my major is the Lincoln Center campus, but you are able to kind of mix and match your campus with what major you have. Also, my concentration is through the Gabelli School of Business, so I kind of dip into a little bit of everything at Fordham. I think the appropriate first question to start this off would be talking about the main differences between the Rose Hill and the Lincoln Center campus. If you've done any sort of research, you know that the Rose Hill campus is the kind of like traditional college campus vibe. It has all the Gothic style buildings, and we also have all of our athletics programs at this campus. This campus is located in the Bronx, which is in New York City. If you're not aware of that, it's one of the boroughs. And the Lincoln Center campus is in Manhattan by Columbus Circle. So that one is definitely more NYU-esque in the sense where all of your classes are slightly more spread out and you're not on this one enclosed campus, you are in the city. Also, something worth mentioning about Lincoln Center is that it is more of like the arts and performing arts school. So if you're interested in like theater or dance, you would most likely want to be looking there. I have friends at both campuses. There's pros and cons to both, and what's really nice about Fordham is you kind of have the luxury of experiencing both in different ways. There's also a Westchester campus and a London Center campus. Westchester is grad school, so you don't need to worry about that unless you're grad school, and I honestly don't really know much about it. And the London Center one is our abroad campus, so there are no students at that campus that are fully attending it. It's only an abroad campus. The next question is something you're probably wondering if you're a freshman, and that's what dorm you should put down on your preferences. I remember Fordham wanted us to put down dorm preferences. So speaking from personal experience, I lived in Alumni Court South freshman year. South and Low Shirt are extremely similar. All of those dorms are community bathrooms, and the only dorm that has sinks, which sounds so crazy now because I live in an apartment, so obviously like I have a bathroom and everything, but Loyola has sinks in the room, which I remember being like a huge deal. And the rooms are significantly bigger, but having said that, you need to apply because there's a finite number of people that get into the Manresa program. So you have to like write an essay. I don't know why I never applied. I just think it's like kind of a different community sense, and I really loved living in South. Also, my room was on the end, so I had a bigger space, not much bigger. I only had one roommate. If you live in Martyrs, they're well known for forced triples. Martyrs is known as like the worst freshman dorm. It's not that bad. The only problem is like it doesn't have an elevator, so you have to carry your laundry, or obviously if you need an elevator to get up and down, Martyrs isn't gonna work. I really don't know why there's not an elevator. It's very outdated, but that's something to know. It's not horrible. I had friends that lived there. It wasn't ideal, but don't be like freaked out if you get Martyrs. There's also Queens, which I know is like a dry dorm. I've never been in there, so I don't know much about it. So that's freshman dorms. The next question is, what's Gabelli? Gabelli is our business school. I have a lot of friends who are in the Gabelli School of Business. Like I said, my concentration is in Gabelli. I believe you have to apply to get in. I don't think it's like something you can do as soon as you get here and just kind of choose. I know you can apply to get into Gabelli after the fact. So if you decide like, okay, I want to be a business major, you can go that route, but you have to apply. I mean, they have a really cool building on campus. It's called Hughes. They have like this really cool stock room. Sometimes I'll do work in there because a lot of my friends are business majors, so I'll kind of just tag along and reap the benefits. My roommate is in the Gabelli Honors Program, so if anyone has any questions about GBHP, comment and I'll have her answer them. So next question is, what's the most popular major at Fordham? I had to look this up even though I was pretty confident that it was business administration. I was correct. That's the most popular major, followed by economics and then political science. I went in to school thinking I was going to be an econ major, took micro and macro and was like, no, that's not for me. Fordham's econ classes are definitely hard, and that was not just a me experience. So yeah. That leads me to something that I just thought of, is that Fordham is a liberal arts college, and in Fordham College Rose Hill you have the opportunity to take a bunch of different classes before you have to commit to a major, which has its pros and cons. But something that I really liked about it was I was very much able to figure out what I'm good at and what I'm not good at. And some people already know going into college it's all trial and error, but for me it was amazing because I would have never explored something like the major that I'm doing now, and it is such a good fit for me. So if you guys aren't sure about liberal arts colleges, I would highly recommend, just from my experience. I changed my major 3 times without it having to affect my curriculum because I was not behind in any classes since I was just doing the core and figuring it out through that. The next question is, how is the food on campus? This is a big joke if you go to Fordham. It is pretty awful. I don't know anyone who's ever raved about the food. I will say you make do with it and you figure out where are the good spots on campus. Luckily, we have a lot of really good food off campus. There's Arthur Avenue, which is close by, and there's tons of like random places. Freshman year is tough in that sense because you are mostly eating on campus, but then as you become like an upperclassman, you have an apartment with a kitchen, you are so much more able to just go food shopping and do your own thing. So I haven't really had to worry about the food on campus in quite a long time. The only on-campus place that I still go is like the Starbucks because obvious reason. And let me just say, we have the nicest Starbucks. The people that work there are the bomb. I love them all. Next question, how far is Manhattan from Fordham Rose Hill? So like I said, we're in the Bronx and there is a train station. It's the Fordham station. It's probably like a 5-minute walk from my apartment. From off campus, it's like 30 seconds. And that takes about 20 minutes to get to Grand Central. It's a super short train ride, luckily, and then once you get to Grand Central, you have all the different subway stations you can take. So it's pretty convenient to get to places. If I'm going all the way downtown, it probably takes me about 45 minutes to an hour with the train and then the subway. We also have the Ram Van, which is a shuttle that goes between campuses. I take classes at Lincoln Center, so I get free passes. So if you take classes, you do get free passes, which is really cool because then they start to stack up and then you can use them for leisure. But the Ram Van comes with some traffic because you are in a car in New York City. Next question, how religious is Fordham? Whenever high schoolers or like other people ask me, I always say it's as religious as you want it to be or as you make it. It is a Jesuit institution, which, having said that, you have to take 2 theology classes. I actually really liked my second theology class. You can take pretty much any kind of theology class you want. So I've taken like an Old Testament class. I have friends that have taken Buddhism, so it's very customizable. They just want you to learn about religions, which it's just a lot of history. So I actually really enjoyed my classes. Well, my camera died, but I'm back. So like I was saying, theology, you can take different kinds of classes and it gives you a better worldview because you're learning all about different cultures and religions. And if you've never had the experience to do that, you will here. So the next question, 2 more questions left. What is the going out scene at Fordham? I think it's important to note that there's no Greek life. A lot of my friends in college did Greek life, and I felt like I was kind of missing out like freshman year for the first like month or 2 because it was so new to everyone. But in retrospect, and I even think like probably a few months into freshman year, I was really glad that there was no Greek life because I didn't feel like I had to fit into a certain box of people, and I just made my friends more organically, which personally for me is like how I prefer to make friends. Freshman year, it's so easy to make friends. You just kind of talk to people in your classes, and when you go out, you meet people, friends in your dorm. And the going out scene is typically like 3 bars off campus that everyone goes to, and a mix of like parties, usually like in the warmer months, and the sports teams will usually have them, or just like random clubs, or just random people. And obviously COVID has changed the entire landscape of going out, so people have just been kind of going out for dinner, like hang out with their friends in a more intimate setting. Probably the same for you and your experience. So I don't really know what next fall is going to look like, and unfortunately I won't be here, but I will say that Fordham is looking to do in-person classes again, which is so exciting if you're coming here. I have 1 in-person class right now, and I love going, so it makes me miss when things were normal. But I mean, you can kind of go out as much or as little as you want. No one's gonna like care if you go out a lot or you don't. I'm gonna end this video with why I decided to go to Fordham, which actually isn't something that I've mentioned yet. First reason, and it's kind of a supporting reason, was my brother went here and all of his friends were so cool and fun, and I just really loved meeting them and hanging out with them. So that was like reason number 1, because I just got a really good vibe from the people, and the campus is just so beautiful, so it's kind of tempting to say no to. And the second reason was because of the location. Obviously, yes, it's in New York City, but the location has so many benefits in the sense that you're A, always busy, and B, the internship opportunities here are incredible. Of course, you can intern at any school that you're going to, but for me, I just knew that there were so many accessible companies just at my fingertips. You have so many opportunities available to you, you just have to take them. So definitely a really fun place to be overall. Okay guys, well that's it for today's video. If you guys have any other questions that I didn't answer, please feel free to comment them down below. I love answering questions about my experience to high schoolers or transfer students. I just feel like when I was applying, I wanted to know as much as possible. So please feel free to comment down any of your questions. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.